All right, buckle up. It's going to be a high impact, but very consolidated podcast today. I'm going to show you how to make a mattress stock tracker and a competitor analysis intelligence dashboard just by speaking it into existence. We're talking about some of the newest AI tools, and I'm going to be sharing my screen. So, by the way, quick disclaimer, if you're not watching this, go to Spotify or go to YouTube, and it's going to be a much better experience. The FAM podcast starts right now.
In the mattress world, a no at checkout means a lost sale. That's where American First Finance comes in. We help you say yes to more customers, even if their credit isn't perfect. With fast setup, tailored solutions, and support every step of the way, you're not just offering a way to pay. You're inviting them to Yesville, where more people get approved and customers can take home the mattress they need today. Visit AmericanFirstFinance.com to get started.
For the first time ever, top retailers can introduce the mattress that's been locked away inside of one of America's top mattress retailers until now. Introducing Prana Sleep, the ultimate luxury mattress collection designed by lifelong sleep industry leaders who set out to create the best sleep experience imaginable at any cost. Born from decades of industry expertise and real-world retail feedback, Prana Sleep doesn't just sell mattresses, it sells satisfaction, loyalty, and premium performance. Now, Prana Sleep is awarding these unparalleled products to a select group of top-tier retailers. Proudly made in the USA, Prana Sleep mattresses are handcrafted in private factories by top-tier craftspeople, ensuring exceptional quality and detail. What sets Prana Sleep apart? 100% natural materials, luxury latex, and the only machines in the world that quilt latex directly into the top panel for a one-of-a-kind, indulgent feel. Stand out in the marketplace with a mattress line engineered for luxury and crafted for those who demand the best. Your competition will hate selling against Prana Sleep because nothing compares. Prana Sleep, bring the secret to success into your stores today. Go to pranasleep.com now to apply. Did you know that 86% of customers buy from the first business that responds? And if you text back very quickly, that number jumps to over 90%. That's why Podium's AI employee, Jerry, is a game changer. Jerry never sleeps, never takes a lunch break, and never puts in a 2-week notice. He's always on, responding in seconds, so you never lose a lead again. Turn missed calls into texts, capture more leads, and close more deals, all with Podium. Want to see how it works? Get a demo today at podium.com/fam. Podium, because speed wins sales.
Welcome to the FAM podcast with Mark Kinsley. This is where the best in the bedding business get even better.
Hey fam, it's Kinsley, and I think I've mentioned this before, but behind the scenes, I've been teaching AI to executives in the mattress industry for over, 18 months now, so almost 2 years. It started with the Mattress Mentorship Mastermind group, and now it's evolved into different companies hiring me to come in and get their executive teams the foundational elements they need to get up and running for assistants, automation, and agents. Shout out to my boy Rex Harris for giving me that framework that we can apply in our industry. If you are not following Rex Harris on LinkedIn, highly recommend it. He's putting out some not only great, thoughtful, intelligent content around how to use AI and think about it as a leader, but also some stuff that's really fun. Shout out to Lipflix, really fun, man. Great job, Rex. All right, so we're gonna boogie today. So even if you're listening to this, it's gonna be okay, because I'm gonna tell you about one tool that I'm using that's a little bit different than ChatGPT. It's called Manus.ai. And Manus is more in that agentic framework. So what is an agent compared to ChatGPT? An agent is more like something that can use your tools and go out and do things on your behalf. So even in like its simplest application, some of the agents are going to be able to fill out forms for you and submit them. They're going to be able to use your browser, and they're going to click buttons and do different things, whether it's inputting fields on your behalf or taking other roles and tasks and completing them. And you can set them in motion, and they're going to go ahead and go in motion and do those things on your behalf. So Manus definitely falls into that camp. And so I've been sort of experimenting with it to see what it can do. So I'm going to share my screen, like I mentioned, and we're going to show you a couple of really cool things. So, number one, are you a mattress retailer, or do you have a mattress brand? And do you want to understand what's happening in a local market? That was sort of the use case that I deployed around a competitor intelligence dashboard. So I live in Bentonville, Arkansas, and I wanted to find all the furniture and mattress stores in the area. And I wanted my system to monitor those websites, essentially scrape them and find out what promotions were going on. So pretty cool, right? Yeah, if I could look at all my competitors and then I could see what they're doing, what products they're promoting, and how deep those discounts are, it might give me some information that I can use to better position my business to make more sales. So it's a hypothetical situation with real data. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is actually the deployment that I used, and I'm going to share a code. You can email me, mark@thefam.com. We'll put it up on the web link. But if you click my code for Manus, it'll toss a few credits my way so we can keep building and experimenting, but also get you set up on your account. So, like I said, I am sharing my screen right now. And here in a moment, it's actually wait a beat. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now we're up and running. Got my screen share going on. Really quick aside, if you're watching on YouTube or on Spotify, this browser I'm using is called Arc, A-R-C. And it's really cool because I mean, from an efficiency standpoint and the way I work, it has a lot of different tabs up here that are going to remain consistent. And then instead of having like a litter of tabs across the top, you can put them into little buckets over here. Like I've got all my Sleep Summit tabs, et cetera. So anyway, Arc browser, big shout out, really like it. So I'm giving you some tools today. So, okay, this may look a little overwhelming right now, but we are looking at Manus.ai, and it's spelled M-A-N-U-S. So just like anus, but with an M at the very beginning. And there's a whole joke on the internet about that because they had this system clone itself. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but Manus.ai. And so, like I said, I wanted to create a system that allowed us to navigate through within a 50-mile radius of zip code 72712, and that's Northwest Arkansas. That's in Bentonville. And so anyway, I fed this prompt to it, and I started talking to it and taking it one step at a time. And that's a key here with AI. You have to be very clear with your instructions. You have to make sure that you take time to refine your instructions and work on one thing at a time. Don't try to do it all at once. And so I was like, okay, I wonder if I can build this. I'm a non-technical person. I don't know how to code, but these tools are agents that go out and do things on your behalf. And so I started talking to Manus, and I wanted to, like I said, come up with a dashboard essentially that allowed me to, number one, I wanted it to go out and find all my competitors, which was a big task in and of itself. I'm like, in certain markets, if you're in LA, if you're in New York, are you really fully aware of all the competitors that are out there? So I wanted it to search the internet essentially, and anybody that had a location within, I think I said 50 miles. It was probably more like 20. I want to pull that website in. And then I want to know what deals they have. Like, what are they advertising on their website? And then I took it a step further, and I was like, what products are they selling? And so the system began working, and I had to talk to it and continue to talk to it. But check this out. So here I am, and this is like, I'm going to scroll here real quickly just so you can see all the craziness. And this right here is probably about 1/20th of everything I put in here, because sometimes it gets to the end of its functionality, and it has to do what is called inherit. Basically, it sets up another thread and continues on. But let's get to the good stuff here. So here's what it spits out. So a competitor intelligence, and it says strategic market analysis for Bentonville, Arkansas. Okay, and at a high level, it's got a dashboard, and it says I'm monitoring 35 plus competitors, 10 plus campaigns. The highest discount is 72%. And that's what's being advertised on the website. And then it has some more information about like, oh, hey, like how many of the promotions are percentage off? Well, according to this data it's pulling in, 42% are percentage off and only 28% is a fixed amount. So then you scroll down the dashboard and it has your top competitors. And so in this case, for my fake business here, my top competitor is Mattress Firm Rogers. So they have a 72% maximum discount and the sale ends in a couple of days. And then it has two buttons, view the details and visit the site. And I actually told the system to do this. I'm like, okay, don't just pull in data and then tell me this is what's happening. I want to be able to verify by going to that competitor's website to see actually what's being promoted on their page. So I'm going to click visit the site. All right, sure enough, up to 72% off. Queens start at $149.99. Shop with confidence with fast free delivery, financing, leasing, low price guarantee. So sure enough, like the system did what I wanted it to do by ensuring that it found the promotion and it pulled it in and it gave me a bit of a report. And I'm scrolling through there right now. It looks like there's a bunch of Serta products, Serta Perfect Sleeper. So it looks like they're really pushing away these Serta products and they're, kind of focused on liquidating those. Then it has a second, like it calls it a medium threat, but a 50% max discount from Denver Mattress. So the system had pulled in my competitors. And then if you click on the tab right here, I had it actually list all my competitors and whether it was mattress only or furniture and mattress, it did that on its own, which was really cool. And then it gives you some of the promotions that are current on their website. And then you can visit those websites and see what they're actually doing. So then I also had it pull in a lot of product information, which is a little more difficult for these systems to do because if you go to somebody's website, one of the barriers is that if you go to a product page, typically the default pricing is twin, and you have to click the drop down to change it to queen or king or whatever other size. And so a system that's going to crawl or scrape can't really get in there and do that because it's not yet able to click those buttons. That is coming in the future, though. It's going to be able to have these workarounds. And like I said, this is an agent which is able to go out and do things on your behalf, which is really cool. So then on top of that, one of the things I tell people about AI a lot is it really wants to please you. It's your assistant that has all this expertise of the entire internet and seemingly beyond. It understands all of this information across all these different domains, whether it's finance or marketing or operations. It knows all these domains. And so sometimes what it spits back to you, in this case, my intelligence dashboard, it spit back to me in a way that it was like, hey, I'm going to give you these different time period view days. Now, I want to point out right now, sorry, I clicked around. I'm on my market trends page on this dashboard I created. And you're going to find this happen. So I want to take a quick pause, hit the pause button. And what's happening is it's showing a dashboard with some graphics and this promotion activity. And it's got these different lines. It's got percentage discounts, fixed amount discounts, and financing offers. And then it's got pricing by segments. Okay, I'm pointing this all out to say, this is placeholder data. This is not live data. And sometimes what it does, it wants to please you so badly that it builds something that it thinks you would want. And I'm looking at this going, absolutely, I want this information and this data. So what do? It gives you this, but it's not live. It's not related to your competitors or to any of the information it's pulled. Now, in this case, it's only pulling data based on me building it today. So it doesn't have historical data to go off of. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you something really cool. The system created it. We're going to take a screenshot of it and we're going to feed it right back in. I'm going to copy this over and I'm going to use something that's called Whisper Flow. So just anybody that's interested in tools that they might be, get some value out of, Whisper, WISPR, Whisper Flow allows you to just press a button on your desktop or even on your computer now and talk, and it's going to type everything for you. So I'm going to say, it appears the market trends data is not live data. I'm uploading a screenshot. Please review this section of the website and ensure it's producing live data with real results showing these trend lines over time. So, one of the things we talk about in the course I teach, and by the way, quick plug, doing a webinar coming up June 18th. Okay. It's at noon Central. No, sorry. It's at 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. So 11 Central, June 18th, with partner up with Podium. We're going to be talking about a lot of AI stuff. We're going to be going a little bit deeper. We're going to be talking about some other tools, tricks, and tips I'm using and some of the fundamental skills you need to bring to your teams so they can really unlock the power of AI. All right, if you're watching my screen, you're watching Manus work live. And again, this is an agent. You can give it direction as a good prompter, which I'm hoping you're getting good at prompting. You want to give it very clear inputs, but then here's the magic. It goes away and does it for you. It does it for you. Now, is it going to bring back something that could be wrong? Like in this case, some of the market trends analysis that wasn't actually live data. Yeah. But it's super cool because it's actually going to go out and like keep working and thinking through all these different scenarios so that it can fetch you what you want and feed it back to you. So we're looking at this and we're gonna let that one rock and roll because I want to see how it responds. But going back to the dashboard, it even has, and I didn't ask it for this, it has strategy. So a high priority is to counter Mattress Firm's deep discount. A medium priority is to develop competitive financing to counter Ashley's 0% offer. And then it has a strategic advantage: exploit competitor gaps, capitalize on weaknesses in competitor offerings by promote exclusive brands, enhance delivery speed, develop superior sleep trial terms, and create customer loyalty programs with meaningful benefits. How cool is that? I didn't even ask it to do that, and it provided that to me because it wants to please me, and it knew that I was trying to get market insights and competitor intelligence. So all of that, by the way, just to remind you, I do not code. I am a non-technical person. What I know maybe that I want to impart for you to take back to your own use cases is how to slow down and get very clear on what I'm telling these AI systems to do. Some people call it prompt engineering. I call it being a good prompt boss. Another way of thinking about it is talk to it like a human that just got plopped down on Earth. They can speak English. They know everything, but they don't know what you want. They don't know what you want. You have to be very clear. And if you're a good boss, do you just like fire hose information at your people? No, you're not going to do that. You're going to, get really clear on like, here's the goal. Here's how it ties to the strategy and the purpose of our company. And here's why we think it's going to make an impact or move the needle. Here's how we have it broken down in terms of like the different buckets or domains that people are responsible for. And here's how you're going to be a part of that. And then you get very clear on the tasks that relate to that broader purpose and goal. So, okay, I know I'm throwing a lot at you right now. Let's go back to Manus and let's see how it's doing. All right, it's still working on it. You can see down here, Manus is working. It's reviewing the market trends, implementation, and research live data sources. It's telling you what it's doing. It's telling you what it's doing in real time. So as that finishes up, it's actually navigating to the market page to test the live market trends functionality. It's going to its own website to then look at the website and fix the website it built. Okay, super cool. We're going to come back to this. You ready? So let's put a pin in our competitor intelligence dashboard that I built for Bentonville, Arkansas. And let's pop over to my mattress stock tracker. So this is pretty cool because what I wanted to do, I'm going to show you the end product. You ready? I'm just going to show it to you now. So, oh, that's another one. Hold on, pause on that. That's my Barcelona trip. I'll show you why that's cool. Clicking around. Okay, let me go back to it. Okay, my build a stock tracker. Okay, so here's what I did. I'm like, I want Somnigroup International, which used to be Tempur Sealy, TPX. I want Sleep Number, Purple, Leggett and Platt, Culp, Haverty's. I want to get all those stocks in one place just so I can, take a peek at them and see how they're doing and kind of get a, sense of the tone of the industry from a public company standpoint. And of course, we put that in our newsletter. So if you want to go, see those, you can go to thefam.com. All right, so here's what it is. Mattress industry stock tracker. I can refresh it at any time, and it's going to pull in the most recent data. Of course, right now I'm recording this on Sunday evening to get ready for Monday morning. But I also wanted to be able to verify, and I think that's a big thing with AI. Is it bringing in real data, or is it what they call hallucinating, just making stuff up? So Culp, here it is. It's within range. Leggett and Platt, definitely within range of a pen. What a penny there. Somnigroup International, they got a big bump. They're at like a $14 billion market cap, by the way. Like, take that in for a minute. This is about a $25 billion industry. And Somnigroup, which is mattress firm TSI, it now combined entity, it's at a $14 billion market cap. That's just bananas. Okay, so going back to it though. Wait, I lost my, sorry, click. So anyway, it gave me like which stocks are up and which stocks are down. And it's a very simple dashboard. And then I wanted to be able to download a PNG. That's an image type. So we can put it in our newsletter. Bam. So I put that functionality in there. I told Manus to do it, and it did it. And so I want to go back though here, because I asked it, hey, if I were going to communicate this to a podcast audience, the prompts that I use to make this lightweight application, please review our entire conversation, this entire thread, and provide me with prompts. And also let me know how could I have gotten here to a finished state quicker? How can I talk to you in a better way? And so essentially I'm just looking at Manus and I'm saying, hey, this took us a little while to get here so that it, shook out in a way that I wanted it. How could we have done better? Like, what would I need to say to get there quicker? And I think that's a nice little hack that I can pass along to you is once you're building things or once you're communicating and prompting, ask it how you could do better so that you know how to talk to these systems. Again, it's not unlike talking to a human in a sense that like, hey, what's your communication style? What did you hear when I said that? And listen to them, versus, what I was trying to fire hose at you. Like, what did you hear? And like, how did that maybe lead to a breakdown? Because I want to do better for you. And so it actually gave me that information. And then it gave me, here's how you can reach a finished state quicker. So one of the finished states quicker things was, of course, be more specific about your technical requirements up front. I'm a non-technical person, so that was something that I didn't really give inputs around because I was more thinking about finished state. It asked for examples or references. Great. I should have, maybe gone out, done a little desktop research, brought in some examples, and then setting priorities. And I think that's another thing about these systems is like, make sure you're setting the priorities and try to get it in logical order, working on one thing at a time. So pretty cool, right? Like I've got my stock tracker, and then the system taught me how to teach it better so that I can build other applications in the future. I can go reference this, little document here. Okay. And here we are. We're back to Manus, back to our Bentonville 7212 market intelligence dashboard. Let's see how it looks. So as a reminder, I'm gonna blow this up. I went back to it and I said, hey, that market trends data is not live data. Like I said, the system gave that to me, but it's not live data. And I can see that it's not live data. So basically make it live data. And so it gives me this full report about real-time data integration, dynamic trend calculations. It's going to refresh every 15 minutes. take a look at it. Okay, cool. Again, so I'm clicking through here and it's not changing because the system doesn't have historical data. But this is a good example of whenever you do find these little flaws in whatever you're building, whether it's your own market intelligence dashboard. And I'm happy to help you with this. If you want to reach out, marketthefam.com, follow me on LinkedIn. I'm always accessible. I'd love to help you. But when you do find these little flaws, come back into the system and tell them to work on one thing at a time, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Now, okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to give you my mini diatribe on what I think needs to happen from an AI perspective in most businesses. The skill that you need is vision. And the way that you get to vision in existing environments is finding the friction. So finding the friction allows you to shine a light and have some vision into what you need to build or what you need to change. So you can take inefficiencies or opportunities in your business and compress that way down. These systems can't necessarily give you vision, but they can certainly help as well. So I'm always telling people, like, use this as, you know, the most capable assistant on the planet. And what I mean is feed it with just a brain dump of information and ask it to poke holes in your logic, help you round out your thinking, look at the industries outside of your own, have it think like world-class business leaders like Warren Buffett. You can tell it to do that. And so even vision with the right inputs and knowledge of how to use these systems doesn't have to be something that's natural to you. So again, like we're changing the way we think fundamentally, and we're getting inputs based on us knowing what to ask for. And I think that's one of the keys. Just ask. AI is not going to judge you. AI is going to try to please you. Yeah, it can be a little sort of over the top lately from what I found in terms of like saying, you're great. And so I look through that stuff and like, don't pay attention to that, but use it as an assistant that knows everything. I can't emphasize that enough. And, join me if you want to like get more plugged in, June 18th at 11 a.m. We're going to you can go to our LinkedIn page. Podium is helping us with this thing to really bring some AI knowledge and training to more people. It's not just going to be focused on Podium, although we got some really cool behind the scenes we're going to show you with what they're doing with Jerry, their agent that can essentially communicate on your behalf and work on your behalf 24/7. But yeah, so if you're interested, go over to the best thing is go to thefam.com, get signed up for our newsletter at thefam.com. Sign up for the newsletter. We're going to send you all the good stuff so you can get plugged in. And then we got a course, like it's a program. We're going to take you along. It's a 4-week program in addition to the webinar, so we can help you with some of these things. What I really want is I want you to start unlocking the power of the assistant, get into automation, start deploying agents. But ultimately, I think it's on the leaders to set the tone for what can be adopted in their own organizations from an AI perspective. It's going to come from the top. And I mean that. Otherwise, people are going to hide it. It's already been shown that they are. Passing off work as their own. It's already been shown that they are. And they're going to be using it, and you're not going to be using it. And that's the even scarier portion of this, because you're going to have an AI organization developing without reins, without constraints, without direction, without a culture of sharing right under your nose, and you won't even know it. And that's why I'm sounding the alarm over and over again and trying to get you plugged in to see what's possible. If you're a creator of any type, a creative person, somebody, an entrepreneurial business builder, you're going to start using these tools to get your hands in the clay every day. And you're going to start thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I can build this. The barriers to entry are gone. I don't need a developer. I don't need a coder. I don't need an automation guy. I don't need the IT department to tell me yes or no. I can do it on my own and empower a team, even more important, and unlock enterprise value. And that's where things get spicy. So, hey, go to thefam.com, sign up for the newsletter. If I can help you, reach out, marketthefam.com. Shout out to King Coil and their executive team for learning about AI. Shout out to Derek Ritzel, David Binky and his whole team over there. But shout out to Derek Ritzel at Bluebell and their executive team for learning AI and creating a culture of learning around AI. Had a great session with Drew and Nelson and the executive team at Sit and Sleep, doing amazing work, always ahead of the curve and learning about AI. So just know that if you get plugged in now, you're going to be in the top 1%. It's not too late. I promise you that. All right, that's the pod. Thanks for being part of the fam. Don't forget, Sleep Summit early bird special ends June 13th. Okay, it's coming up really soon. It ends this week. So save a couple $100, up to a couple $100, and come to Sleep Summit because we're going to have a bunch of AI training, thought leaders, and mattress mavericks, the sentinels of sleep, and the rebels of rest.